Welcome to Speak Your Truth, a podcast created to promote self-awareness and unlock your potential, giving you the strength to live your truth. So our first episode, we're going to talk about the why. And as we both know, your why is the most powerful thing in the terms of motivating you to really achieve and maximize your true potential.
Correct.
Most people go through life wanting all kinds of things, but for the most part, never knowing why, or even if they really want those things. Our society is full of these fabricated ideas of what success is that may have nothing to do with anything that's true to people and really true to themselves. We have two questions here that really help bring out the true why in people to help kind of set that compass to not only where they want to go and what they actually want to do, but to kind of be that base guideline to keep them consistent, to keep them motivated. So when things get hard, things get tough, they can find their way through.
Yeah, it's the ability to do the thing that's hard to do, and if you don't have a strong enough why, it's too easy to stop. So it has to hurt. It has to be something that you'll carry with you through the heartache and through the failures and through the difficult times where you look at yourself in the mirror and you don't realize where you're going to end up. All you can see is the pain, and that why will carry you through that pain so you can end up where you need to end up.
So as far as taking those steps to find your why, I know both of us have asked ourselves both of these questions, and it's really quite illuminating to what we really think about, what we really want, and why we want it. The first question is to ask yourself what makes you so angry about the world that you would do anything to change it.
That's a powerful question, because deep down everybody has that thing, something, and everybody could be different. Some people could be similar. I know for me it's seeing people in that scarcity mindset, seeing people that feel like they can't do any better, not realizing that they have everything in them that can get them to where they want to go. Now, some people, they need to make a lot of money, but some people just need to be happy. And like, for instance, working in a job that they're not happy with, that can really drain a person, and that can really change the quality of life in their household. But once they find something that they love to do, it could change their whole life. It could change their whole generation. And that's kind of the one thing about the world that I would want to do, and that's kind of why we're here today. What about you, Aaron?
Well, my motive for change and the thing I want to help kind of bring to the world is really enlightening people to their self-worth. I think it's become a major issue, especially lately, where it seems like everything in our society is telling you what you should be doing or what you should want, why you think you want it or should have it. Success has been diluted, like you mentioned, into like this money-hungry chase for what people think is going to be the most gratifying thing in their life. The self-worth portion of that, I think you mentioned again, is most people don't understand that everything that they need is within them, that they're always searching for money or fame or clothes or cars or all these things to give them that self-worth, to make them feel, I guess, connected or a part of anything. And in the process, they destroy themselves, chasing and exerting all of their energy into these falsified beliefs. I mean, this main question, I think, really is just the tip of the iceberg as far as kind of getting people to question their motives and why they do the things they do, why they have the job they have. And to me, kind of shakes things up, because I know I've been there where I've had jobs and done things where it just seemed like the right thing to do, or I never really understood why I was doing anything. This mundane nature, the whole hamster wheel effect. And I know I've had issues with that in the past, and I hate to see people go through life and seem so disconnected and drained and, I mean, really depressed, living this very sheep-like life. It just frustrates me. And our second question actually works out really well in taking this first question and getting in there deeper. I think a lot of times you ask someone what their why is, and it starts out maybe not so deep, maybe more vanity based. Like, why do you want to work so hard or pursue that career or that particular avenue in life? And a lot of times it starts with money or providing for other people. I know you introduced me to Dean Graziosi, and this is really where Graziosi, excuse me, really where this premise has kind of gotten my attention, and it was really enlightening and kind of heartbreaking to me when you break these things down and you really get to that actual like underlying motivation of why I do the things I do, why I wake up every day, why I put the effort into the things that I do, or why I enjoy what I enjoy. As far as 7 layers deep, I mean, you would be a way better expert as far as explaining that whole process and how to take that initial question of your what and kind of whittle it down into that extremely specific why.
Yeah, the way Dean Graziosi lays out the 7 layers deep, it's basically the simplest way to find your purpose. And that's kind of what we're all driven for. I mean, if we would just walk around aimlessly, going to work, coming home, rinse and repeat every single day, I'm sure everybody has felt that at one point or another, that it just didn't feel fulfilling. So when you ask yourself questions, then you'll obviously get some answers, but when you ask yourself better questions, you're going to get better answers. And the only real way to dive deep enough is to continue to ask the same question in a different way and to change your perspective of whatever reason you have, whatever your motivation is, whatever your drive is to get to where you want to be. So 7 layers deep, you find what you want. Now, if somebody says, oh, I want to be an actor, well, why do you want to be an actor? Well, because I like to entertain people. Why do you like to entertain people? Well, I like to entertain people because I like seeing people smile. Why do you like seeing people smile? And then it can lead you down this rabbit hole of, normally it'll lead you to your childhood on some deeper level, why you want to do what you want to do. A great example is Jim Carrey. He wants to bring joy to the world. He wants to be able to help people unplug and laugh, because when people laugh, you change your whole physiology. You can't be upset and happy at the same time. It's impossible. That's actually one thing that I learned from Tony Robbins. You change your physiology. You could be in a pissed off mood and you smile, instantly your body doesn't know you're pissed off anymore, because your body can't do the two things at the same time. So going 7 layers deep is a very personal thing. It needs to be shared with somebody that you trust, because there's going to be people out there that don't want to see you succeed, and they don't want to help you. They don't want anything good to happen because they don't believe they can have whatever it is you're looking for. So the people listening right now are the people that have already taken the steps to try to become better. They've already taken the steps to try to find their dream. And I'm actually proud of each and every one of you right now for being a part of this community that we're trying to create here. This is something that is not only going to help you listening right now, but you will end up helping someone else based on the information that we share together here. And I guarantee you that every individual that listens has some kind of value that they can add to this whole scenario. That's kind of why we're doing this, because we don't have all the answers. But we do have really good questions. And those really good questions can spark some really good conversations. And then those conversations can turn into a movement of people becoming successful and happy in their life. So I would recommend you try to ask yourself the question, what would you change about the world that you'd be willing to take action on? And then ask yourself, 7 layers deep, what is it you want to accomplish? And why do you want to accomplish it?
We're not saying this is going to be easy. And in fact, it's probably going to be far from that. I know for myself, the 7 layers deep portion was extremely emotional and kind of brought to light a lot of the factors that I really didn't want to tell myself or was hiding from. I know Ryan mentioned the going back to your childhood, and my childhood wasn't really rough. Personally, I think my childhood was better than most, but we all have gone through something, whether it be a trauma or abuse or just different situations and things that have conditioned us to become the people we are. And I just want to reiterate that regardless of that scenario, that the person you are is exactly who you are supposed to be. And the more you can come to understand that and own that, the more likely you are to really achieve success, which I know both of us kind of know and understand is it starts within. This is just the baseline, the tip of the iceberg, and getting to that layer where you're starting to peel back the onion, so to speak, and get to those emotional things, those situations that have conditioned you to put yourself in the position you're in. And this is really the first step in kind of taking back that power and condition yourself emotionally. Why you thought the way you thought, or think the way you think, do the things you do. And getting this question and answering it will bring a lot of this stuff to light. I know for me, it brings up my issues with control, and a lot of my childhood and upbringing in life have been this massive struggle to take my control back. And the biggest thing that I've done the past 5, 6, 7 years is slowly taking the steps to regain my control. And it isn't necessarily the control we're all searching for or think we're searching for. It's control of myself, in control of my emotions. But it's really hard to take that control back when you have no idea or are too afraid to ask these questions on why you think the way you think or feel the way you feel. And we just want to let you know that regardless of the situation you're in, the whole point of this podcast is to create that support system to help you through that process. And we're just getting started.
Yeah, the magic is really in the process. It's kind of like rolling a snowball down a hill. It starts off really small, and then it can just grow. And once you get momentum and you continue on whatever it is you want, you'll find that it's going to get harder. It's not going to get easier. It's only going to get more difficult. And that's why most people don't do it. Because it's easy to not ask the questions. It's easy to not do the thing that you're born to do. It's hard to do the thing that you're born to do. So that's why this kind of community is so important and so integral to creating exactly what you're designed to do. Because everybody has their particular thing that they're designed to do.
And honestly, what the fuck do we know? This podcast isn't about us. This is about you. This is about you being so brave to take that first step, to try to figure out what's going on, not necessarily with the world around you, but inside you. All your power is within. And if you think we're wrong or question us, or even if you think we're right, all we ask you to do is to take that first step, ask these 2 questions, and get started. You'll be amazed at the answers you're going to come up with, and we'd love to hear from you and to get those responses. This is why we do what we do. We're here to let you speak your truth.
Speak your truth, bro.
Thanks for joining us. If this message has moved you in any way, all we ask is you take 3 steps. 1, take action. 2, tell a friend.
And always speak
Your
truth.